This is the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4, is that, we're approaching Purim. And so there was here at GMS Miami, among our leadership, it was a requirement that we would read the book of Esther again, which, we all should read the book of Esther again, being that we're about to approach Purim. And so, I'm reading the book of Esther again. I came across an account in Esther chapter 4 where, Mordecai pretty much has to put the battery pack, on Esther to go and tell Xerxes to stop the decree to kill all the Jews. That Haman, the wicked Edomite, the adversary, established, because Xerxes granted him, allowed him, to be able to set a decree in motion that on the 12th month of Adar that everyone, throughout the kingdom, can go and kill the Jews throughout the provinces of Persia. So, Mordecai basically was like, I need to get in contact with my niece Esther, and he went through the Chamberlain Hatchet, right? He was the king's Chamberlain, right? Hatchet, to deliver the message. So this was the response from Esther, all right, because she was fearful. Okay, and then we're going to see what Mordecai told her. So let's get it in. So this is the book of Esther. Again, this this inspired me to do a lesson because we're approaching a time where unrighteous decrees are about to be made. When it comes to that digital all, the M to the O to the B, which you have clowns and just for lack of a better word, idiots trying to buck up that the M to the O to the B is the digital all, is the C-hip, is the that RFI, okay? And there's going to be a mandate that everyone gets it, all right? And if you don't get it, okay, there's going to be some problems, all right? And that's when really Jacob's trouble is going to be ramping up, okay? And also you got decrees on the books to, all right, exterminate our people from the jump, all right? Operation Garden Plot, Rex 84, okay? These are decrees to go against our people, okay? And again, that's why let me bring this out one more time. Then I'm going to go to the account of Esther, Romans chapter 15, verse 4. Whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Right, because decrees to exterminate our people are nothing new, all right? This has been going on, okay, all right, since the beginning, all right? And I'm gonna bring an account in the time of the Persians when they were ruling. All right, Xerxes was the Persian king, and okay, Haman and Edomite. Okay, all right, our adversary, our biblical adversary. Okay, these Edomites. Okay, they hated us, and Haman being in the position he was in, all right, he set it up where he wanted to kill all the Jews in the kingdom of Persia, okay, when the Persian Medes were ruling. And so, you have to keep this in mind that, hey, this is coming again. All right, these decrees, these unrighteous decrees. So let's read this, and slack it for being long-winded. Esther chapter 4 verse 9. And Hatshepsut came and told Esther the words of Mordecai. All right, because Mordecai was begging, like pleading to Esther. All right, telling Esther, hey, go to King Xerxes, beg him to stop and this decree, this extermination decree. 10. Again, Esther spake unto Hatak, and gave him a commandment unto Mordecai. 11. All the king's servants, so this is what Esther said, all the king's servants and the people of the king's provinces do know that whosoever, whether man or woman, should come unto the king into the inner court, who is not called, there is one law of his to put him to death, except such to whom the king shall hold out the golden scepter, that he may live. But I have not been called to come in unto the king these 30 days. Right, and Esther was the queen to Xerxes, and she hadn't seen the king for 30 days. All right, so this should let you know how things went down in the ancient world. Okay, kings had their own quarters. All right. Look at our forefather Jacob. Jacob had his own tent, while all his wives were living in different tents. All right, that's how things were done in the ancient world. Okay, so Esther hadn't seen her king, her husband, for 30 days. So she was scared. She was fearful. All right, she got carnal, and so Mordecai had to put a battery pack on her. All right, and this is what he said to her. All right. 14. And they told to Mordecai Esther's word. 13. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews. Right. So off the bat, Mordecai already let Esther know, hey, you're a Jew. So just because you in the king's house doesn't mean that, hey, this decree don't apply to you either. Okay. All right. This decree applies to all those that are Jews. And again, the reason why this all, and if you haven't read the book of Esther, you should read it. Okay, this is our history. The reason why this all went down because Haman was upset that Mordecai didn't bow down, didn't reverence Haman when he was given, a high position, from Xerxes. So, and why didn't Mordecai bow down to Haman? Okay, one, all right, he knew the history. All right, with Amalek and the Edomites and how they were constantly going up against Israel. All right, all right. Remember that when we left Egypt. All right, when Joshua had to fight against Amalek. Okay. The Babylonians, the Edomites, were helped burn the temple down. They were the ones burning the temple down. All right, so he knew the history. But also, all right, Mordecai is a Hebrew. He's a Jew. He's not bowing down to a mortal man. He only bows down to, and gives reverence to the creator of heaven and earth. Okay, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So that's the reason why Mordecai moved the way he did. Okay. All right. Okay. So Haman, a hater, didn't like that. So he set it up that he wanted all the Jews to be put to death because of what Mordecai, didn't do. All right. Same thing that's going to come now. All right. That's why they got these laws on the books. All right. Esau wants you to bow down to him. And you're going to have certain Israelites, of the elect that are not going to bow down to him. All right. Take that digital off, bow down to the image of the beast. With this way, they're not going to go to it. They're not going to go along to get along, pretty much, for lack of better words. All right. So this is what Mordecai told her, like, yo, you're a Jew, you could get it, living in the king's house too. 14. But here's what was very impactful. For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, meaning if you keep silence, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place. Right, because Mordecai, had faith in the Lord. He knew the Lord would deliver, Israel from destruction. Mainly in this particular time period, it was the southern kingdom, because northern kingdom was already gone on the other side. All right, but he knew that the Lord, would deliver, his people from whatever decree, whatever scenario will come across them, will come against them. All right, but watch what he told Esther after that. All right, if she were to keep her silence, but thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed. And who knoweth where thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Right, so he told her, look, hey, the Lord going to deliver his people, but you and your father's house is going to be destroyed. So that was that battery pack, because by her making that statement, she was faithless. And that means she was going to allow her own people to be put to death. So Mordecai told her straight up, hey, the Lord going to deliver Israel, but you not making your body, that's what I want to bring out right here, making your body living sacrifice, to protect your own people. All right, you're going to be put in harm's way. And then he also said, who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Right, because this was spiritual. The Lord set it up that way, so he was letting her know, like, this is divine. Now let me bring this out. Revelation chapter 12 verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. And that's how you got to move in this truth, all right? And that's why, if you notice, the apostles always be saying, you have to understand, what you got yourself into, knowing that you're an Israelite, because things are about to happen. Decrees, laws are on the books, all right, to put our people to death. All right, and you have to understand that. All right, we're in a warfare, spiritual warfare, and Esau's a carnal man. He is going to get carnal. Again, he got carnal, all right, with Haman, just for not bowing down. Haman got carnal and set it up that all Jews should be killed. Went to Xerxes and put that decree out. Just like Esau got Operation Garden Plot on the books. Rex 84 on the books. These are laws on the books to exterminate our people. All right, this is a military document. This is from the Army Emergency Plan. 1968 Civil Disturbance Plan, codenamed Garden Plot. All right, and you can read this article. They give you scenario. They said indicators of potential violence, why they should bring in the troops. High employment rate among minority groups. Increased crime rates among minority groups. Isn't that happening now? Protests arising from income disparities between minority and majority groups. That's happening. Minority code word for so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Decline rapport between local officials and minority groups. That's happening. Migrations of large numbers of minority groups. Right. The pandemic. Jake was moving from one state. A lot of Jakes were moving from one state to another state. 6. Protests by minority groups of such conditions as slum conditions, segregations in housing and schools, lack of jobs, lack of recreational facilities, police brutality, right? That individual that died in Memphis, Tennessee. And local overpricing practices. We're in an inflation period, and these heathens are, just giving it to our people. Overpricing, products. When the expiration date, all right, changing the expiration date, even though the food's been there, all right, for weeks or months. Yeah. All right, these are the scenarios for them to bring in, the troops, all right, for the extermination. And again, this has all been planned and orchestrated to happen. All right, Esau is a cunning, crafty hunter. Be not ignorant of Satan's devices. All right, Rex 84. All right, this is part of Operation Garden Plot. All right, you can read into this. This is to get the Northern Kingdom. Okay, all right, and you see a heavy migration of Northern Kingdom trying to enter into the country. So we're here for these laws to be put in play, and some of them, okay, are in play. All right, that's why you have governors easily able to push out national emergency decrees like that. All right, because these laws are already on the books for them to do it. It's just only going to intensify. That's why Jacob's trouble, all right, is literally knocking at the door. And once they push that charagma, it's a wrap. It's going to be crazy. All right, so let's go back. Let's go back to this. All right, so that's why, Mordecai had to say what, to had to put that battery pack on Esther. Is like, first of all, you're a Jew. If you keep silence, the Lord gonna find a way. But you and your family gonna put to death. And okay, by you being the queen, okay, to Xerxes, this was divine for you to save your people. All right. So what did Esther say after this? 15. Then Esther bade them return Mordecai. Then Esther bade them return Mordecai this answer. 16. Go gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day. Right, and this is possible. Okay, you can fast for 3 days and 3 nights. Okay, I've done it. Brothers have done this. Okay, not to toot our horn, but just let you know this is real. Okay, you can fast. All right, it is possible to fast 3 days and 3 nights. I also and my maidens will fast likewise. And so will I go in unto the king, which is not according to the law. Right, again, which is not according to the law. All right, because according to the law, you had to be summoned. All right, if you weren't, you'd be put to death. Only the king, if he shows mercy with that scepter, can say, no, you don't have to die. All right, which that's what happened. That's why we're going to, entering to Purim. All right, but here's the point. And if I perish, I perish. And that's the spirit you got to be in. Let me get another scripture. Matthew chapter 10, verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Right. And we're coming to the time where you're going to have to make a decision when it comes to that digital awe. All right. When it comes to standing up for this truth. Okay. Because Esau's going to come in as a flood. All right. The devil knows he has a short time. And you have to be prepared to lose your own life to get the kingdom. All right. There are certain elect that will be beheaded for this truth. That's in the scriptures, Revelation 20 and 4. Okay. But you have to, all right. So you have to have that mindset that your life could be put in harm's way. Just like Esther, a righteous woman. Because, for her to say that, wait, where's it at again? Let's read that one more time. Esther chapter 4, verse 60. Go gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day. I also and my maidens will fast likewise. And so will I go in unto the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish. So she was about it. She was a real one. Okay? All right? All right? She was a woman of the Lord, man. All right? And she did this. One, she was obedient unto Mordecai, because Mordecai basically checked her spirit, and she was like, you know what? You're right. What the hell am I thinking? Okay? I need to protect my people. All right? This is why I'm here. So if I die, I die. It is what it is. Okay? And so that's, and that's why, again, let's read Revelation 15:4. For whatsoever things were written for time, for whatsoever things written for time were written for our learning, that we through patience comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Right? And that's the thing, you have to go back into these books, man, these accounts, and look at, okay, how our people move, man, believing in Yahweh Bashmi Shai. All right? And look how our people move, okay, for their people. Okay? Esther wasn't selfish. She said, I'm going to do this for my people. Mordecai wasn't selfish. Okay? He's, he knew what was at stake for not bowing down to Haman. Okay? Not giving reverence to Haman. Because Haman could have easily killed Mordecai in the quickness. Because Haman was given a power and authority by Xerxes. So you have to look at this, man, and apply this now. All right? Because again, Esau, Edom, this so-called white man, he's coming down with great wrath. He knows he has a short time. He has these laws on the books. all right, to exterminate us, all right, and you have to be faithful unto death. Again, Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercy of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice. That's the key, a living sacrifice. So who cares what Esau does to the body? You're right. You need to have that righteous spirit on you, all right, so that the Lord can get you out from the fire, because nuclear war is coming, okay? America is going to be, okay, bask in the besom of destruction, in this fire, all right? So you shouldn't care what this devil does to the body, man. You want to be delivered. You want to be up in the chariots before the nukes drop. Wholly acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service too. And be not conformed to this world, right? Don't get scary, all right? Don't look at your oh, I have a wife and I have children, so I got to go along and take the digital all right? Or else I can't feed them. Or no, I'm scared. Okay, if I don't take this digital all, then I'm gonna be deemed a terrorist, or Esau is gonna come and snatch me up out of my house. All right, you can't have that carnal, worldly mindset. All right, you have to, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. Right, strive unto death. Okay. All right, let me get that scripture. That's a good one to close out. You got to strive on to death, man. All right, just like Esther, just like Mordecai. Okay, and again, this inspired me because my leadership. All right, Bishop Loya and Bishop Shamar, they put out a requirement that we read the book of Esther again. All right, which is beautiful because when you read what Mordecai and Esther did to save their people is like, whoa, that's the spirit you got to be in. And you got to understand, you got to do this, all right, for first, for Yahweh Shem Shai, and for your people, man. So Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 4, verse 28, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. You see that? Okay, and the Lord fought for, man, when you read Esther, you should read it if you haven't, the Lord switched it up. And Esther went in there, Xerxes, okay, allowed her to touch that scepter, okay, and that was it. Haman got the flip, got it all thrown upon him. Okay, there's a scripture that talks about a rolling mountain. A burnous mountain, hold on, a stone, a rolling stone. Let me see if I can find it, because a stone, let me see if I can find it. It's in Proverbs, I know. That rolling stone, because the stone fell right back on him. Let me see if you know what? Let me see if I can pull it up. Proverbs stone, Proverbs, a rolling stone. Bible. Yeah, Proverbs 26 and 27. Yeah, here we go. That's the scripture I want to look up. Let's go. Let's open up another tab. Proverbs 26 and 27. Okay. Here we go. Proverbs 26 and 27. Whoso diggeth the pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. Right. He thought he could, manipulate the situation. Haman, that wicked Edomite. All right. And all these Edomites are wicked. Get Xerxes to put a decree to kill all the Jews in the land. But guess what? That got flipped, because Xerxes favored Esther, and Esther, okay, said, hey, or Xerxes said, hey, since you touched my sepulcher, whatever petition you want, whatever request you want, I'll grant it for you. All right, even to half the kingdom. And she said, hey, spare me and my people, for we are Jews. All right. And he said, what? And who made that decree to kill you? And he was like, Haman, the adversary, that enemy, right? Wait, let's read that. Wait, you know what? Let's read it. Let's read it. Because, hey, that's how you Edomites are through, man. The Lord gotta get you out. Y'all think you could plan NWO, all these decrees on us, Rex 84, Operation Guard Plot, Project Megiddo. Well, hey, it's gonna fall back on your own head, man. All right. Here it is. Esther chapter 7, verse 3. Then Esther the queen answered, said, if I have found favor in thy sight, O king, and if it please the king, let my life be given me at my petition, and my people at my request. Right. And she was able to do that because she was able to touch the scepter that Xerxes allowed her to do. For we are sold, I and my people, to be destroyed, to be slain, and to perish. Right, because that was the decree. But if we have been sold for bondmen and bondwomen, I had held my tongue, although the enemy could not countervail the king's damage. 5. Then King Xerxes answered and said unto Esther the queen, who is he and where is he that durst presume in his heart to do so? Right. So remember, Xerxes was in love with Esther. So he's like, and she was a virgin. He selected her out of all the virgins to be queen. 6. And Esther said, the adversary enemy is this wicked Haman. Then Haman was afraid before the king and the queen. Right. And right there, look at it. There it is. Haman is hanged. So, as again, we're approaching Purim, and, this inspired me to do a lesson, for our people, those that are in this truth, like, you got to get your mind ready, even unto death, strive unto death, and the Lord will fight for you, and, the Lord got something for these Edomites, they got all these laws on the books, but it don't matter. All right. The Lord going to fight for us. The Lord got us. So with that, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostles and elders. As you can see, we're getting close to the end. All waiting on is that digital all. And then let the nukes fly. We know this devil Esau's coming with great wrath because he knows he has a short time. But the Lord going to stop him in his tracks. You just got to believe. Have faith. And to the futures that do watch, Lord willing, this was edifying. All right. And this boosted up your faith. All right. Seeing a righteous woman, all right, protect her people. Okay. She had integrity. All right. And she was willing to die for her nation. All right, and continue studying. When you pray with your cover Shalom and the Bible ball. Shalom.